This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Ernie Harwell of the Detroit Tigers, and I want to recommend Talking Sports with Randy Harris, one of the great shows of all time.
And, of course, Ernie Harwell, one of the greats of all time as well. So I wear this Navy hat all the time. So I got another. What were you, cold in here?
Yeah.
We are in an AC facility.
That's right.
Yeah. A little chilly, huh?
Nice.
Yeah.
Or you chopping wood on break?
Yeah, it's a nice little lumberjack
It's a
shirt.
cool breeze.
Yeah, it is a cool breeze. So, I've been told on numerous occasions when we did the show from the Super Bowl this year, John Robinson got me a couple new hats because I wear this hat in the sun every day, right? So we just went on the cruise. I went to, what is it called, Amazon. I ordered 2 brand new, same ones as says U.S. Navy, veteran, proud, whatever, served. Says Navy on the back. Mm-hmm. I didn't look at it. I just packed it. How hard is it? How hard is it not to screw up a hat, right? So I take the brand new hat. We go on the cruise. We're going to take this family photo with an empty chair, my dad, and blah, 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 blah. I take the hat. I get ready to put it on my head, and it says, just like this one does, U.S. Navy, veteran, proudly served. On the back, what does it say?
United States Navy veteran.
Right. The hat I had said U.S. Marines. How hard is it? You order a U.S. Navy hat.
Wow.
And it's not as big of a slap as it would have said U.S. Coast Guard or U.S. Army or U.S. Air Force, but still. So.
Wow.
How can I get a US Navy hat?
You could probably pretend and go steal one.
Because punctuation matters, right? If there's no dot, it's just us Navy.
No,
Yeah.
it says there's 2 dots.
Or all
there.
the Navy. Yeah, but if you're misprinting, punctuation matters. It's like the difference between let's eat grandma and let's eat grandma. Punctuation saves lives.
Yes, that's true. Speaking of punctuation,
Yeah.
let's just put an ellipsis on your name, just Matt ... because we never know what's
To be
going to
continued.
We never know what's going to happen.
Well, Steve and I had a discussion before you came, and we're changing sets and stuff, and Matt's photo is going to go up on this wall very, very soon.
Oh, Wall of Fame.
Yep.
Finally, I'm going to make it. Yeah, look at right there.
So should we put all the other X's up first?
Oh, yeah,
or just start with the latest?
I don't know if we're going to have enough room.
Yeah. You have a lot of X's.
Well, now you want a headset on, huh?
No.
You have a lot of X's.
So, I love listening. I'm new to the show, obviously. It's only been a couple weeks. And I love listening to your liners. And some of your liners are with legends. I mean, how long have you been collecting these liners?
Since the day I started.
Turn of the century.
And where do you get most of them? You get them at Super Bowl Road? You get them at the training camps for baseball? I mean, how do you approach it?
Super Bowl Road.
Whenever.
Row. I didn't say road. I said row.
Like we just got the Frank Thomas. Wasn't very good, but at least we got one. And you just move them in and move them out. I've got one liner that the owners of this radio station told me I couldn't ever use because I was going to be sued. And then I was going to get in an argument with a particular person that we all know over he claimed illegally obtained liner. Oh. Yet I happened to call this guy at his house and said, hey, the liner you just didn't come out very good. Would you mind doing it again? And he did it again. So we still have it. But, when I got the cease and desist and the owners of the station is like, how many liners do you have? I think, a couple hundred. Do you really need that one that it's worth winning this court case? But, going through it, so we've never ran it again.
Wow.
Got a couple good ones.
Now I'm very curious. I know you're not going to tell me who it is, at least not.
I will.
Please chime in.
It's got something to do with a rat, a little mouse.
Really?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Mickey Mouse.
Walt Disney?
No.
You had a liner from Walt Disney?
Yeah.
No, it was not.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
It was.
This show started.
Why did you turn my mic on for one?
So you're talking. At least people can hear you.
Yeah, I like it. I like it, Steve. It should have been that way.
Okay, I'll only come in when stuff's good from now on.
Okay, instead of just making stuff up.
Well,
so yeah, I do have a ton, and I hate to give the guy across from us any credit, but the Hulk Hogan is pretty good. It's probably the last good thing he's done, and it was probably.
I got Bill Bellamy through Steve Linay.
Like I said, probably the last good thing. Let's see, you've been banned talking from Terry for over a year.
Yeah.
So this liner you probably got 2 years ago.
Oh, at least.
So that's the last decent thing you've done.
I think I still had a red mohawk at the time.
So it's been 5 years since you've done
I
anything.
was still in the circle at the point.
Yeah, you're not anymore.
I'm not.
See, you're in the portion of the circle that doesn't fit in the knockout radio circle. See, this is the small knockout circle.
Another contribution to the show. I got you this billboard, Matt. You're welcome.
Well, first,
Shout out Tommy Klahesi.
Again, another circle. Like this is like
first of all, you didn't have anything to do with
Of course
it.
I did.
it's like Dante Alighieri. There's seven circles of hell. You're in the seventh one now.
He's in the 10th.
Speaking of circles, I did wear my USA golf shirt today in honor of Scotty Scheffler, a gold medalist for Team USA Golf.
All right.
So golf making big news. Speaking of news with golf,
All right, so let me ask you a question, non-sports knowledgeable fan. Did Scotty win it, or I forget the guy's name, Helm from Spain? Did he lose it? Did he blow it, or did Scotty win it?
Scotty won it.
Really?
Yeah, he won it.
A double bogey and a bogey, and the other guy that was leading, Rahm. Rahm's running away with it. So it's a serious question.
Well,
I mean,
it goes right back
It goes to both.
And it goes back to what Danny was saying about the pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and he made some good points. I mean, the juxtaposition between the pressure that two tennis players have, and that documentary he was talking about, I think it was called High Strung. It was about, there's string in your tennis racket, or tightly strung, something like that. And it was really intense, and I actually got a new respect for tennis players after watching it. But there are a lot of similarities between being, like he said, you got to go and you got to play that one game. You got to work up, you got to train for that one game. That's the same thing with training for one fight. Obviously, Wimbledon is different. Tournaments are different because you're playing multiple sets over a weekend. But yeah, I can get it.
But people are going to say that pressure creates diamonds. So, only champions can handle the pressure, deserve to be champions, to deserve to have the gold medal.
I was so happy when he said, or was it Sam that said George St. Pierre on his Mount Rushmore?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't give George that credit. He's on my Mount Rushmore.
He's not on mine.
No, he's not?
No.
Why not?
He was good. I mean, he was great.
Okay.
We could say great, but if you could only watch one fight, okay, there was a
I'll
name.
tell you what, it wouldn't be.
Well, let me ask
It
the
wouldn't
question.
be Forrest Griffin versus Stephen Bonner.
Let me ask the question. You're the veteran.
Because everybody talks about
welcome to the
it was a
circle,
great
buddy.
fight. It wasn't a great fight.
Welcome to my circle.
Sorry, go ahead.
My question is,
It's gonna be Frank Trigg.
outside circle.
you could
Frank
well
Trigg.
don't worry. As far as you get pushed out of the circle, he's still below you. So just so you know that up front. All right. So he didn't mention another name that I would consider in my Mount Rushmore. If you could only watch one fighter, not one fight, one fighter's body of work, are you going to watch GSP or Anderson Silva?
Anderson Silva.
Okay.
Yes. There's no doubt about that.
Right.
Because Anderson was more dynamic. George was really formulaic. In the beginning, I think what attracted fans to George, though, is he was good looking, he was polite, he was built like an action figure, and he could back it up inside the cage. I think that's why he's on the Mount Rushmore. I think he transcended. Don't forget, he was the first athlete in the UFC to have a Gatorade sponsorship. That was huge back then.
No.
That was when nobody would touch us. That was before Budweiser came in.
But when you're talking, your Mount Everest or Mount Rushmore, well, Everest you can put more people up
Yeah.
there because they
Yeah.
stay up there once
right.
they get up there. This is different. It's for different reasons.
For different reasons,
Because
right.
some people put Dana in it.
Right.
Some people would put Lorenzo in it and Frank.
Some people put Hoist in it. I don't put Hoist in
I
it.
don't put Hoist in it.
Yeah, not at all.
But what it's because we all look at it differently. Yes, Hoist did a lot for MMA. As you and I know, he wasn't the best Gracie. He was the youngest Gracie. He was the smallest Gracie. And it was to prove a point.
Right.
But do you want to watch Hoist Gracie fight? Or do you want to watch Chuck Liddell fight?
I want to watch Chuck Liddell.
Do you want to watch Anderson Silva? You already said, over GSP. So I would watch the Matt Hughes Frank Trigg fight.
Great fight.
Over, the Bonner.
But I hated that fight. I hated it. It was sloppy boxing. It was just two guys slugging it out
Right.
for 25 minutes, and people are going, I've never seen this on television. That was the phenomenon of it. It wasn't that it was the greatest fight ever.
Can we all agree that George St. Pierre is the greatest of all time at post-fighting career, like the way he takes care of his body, the way he conditions, and his quality of life now? Because so many professional athletes are not in a good physical condition because of the sport they played, because of the harshness of it, the compression. But I think George has the best approach to the fight game after the career's
And to
over.
your point, the guy took up gymnastics after his fight career, and he's on the uneven bars, and he's on the rings, and he's doing things at gymnast. He went and trained with the Canadian gymnast team just so he can learn. He did the same thing with wrestling. Canadians aren't known for wrestling. He had the best double leg takedown in MMA.
Nobody active can be on Mount Rushmore?
Of course they can.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, some people have put John Jones up there. You know, it's. I think when it's all said and done, he'll be up there. You know, or he should be up there.
There's another person we're missing on that Mount Rushmore.
Oh, there's plenty.
Ronda Rousey.
There's plenty.
Yeah.
Especially if you wrote a book about it.
Now, now go ahead and push it. Can you still get it on Amazon?
It's on Amazon. But
no, I know. I said, can you still buy it? I'm trying to get you some more.
I think it's $1.99 now.
How much of that do you get?
I don't get any of it.
Really?
No, you only get money if you write a book. You get an advance. So my first book, I got a $25,000 advance, then I got a $15,000 advance, and the last one I got $5,000 advance. So you don't see any royalties until you pay back that advance. They sell it.
Oh, okay.
The first book, they had to sell $25,000 worth of books before I saw a dime for each book, and that's how it works.
Let me respond to Ronda real quick. We could disagree, we could argue, we could whatever. Is it Ronda Rousey who, and really she wasn't the first. Carano was the first.
And Cyborg too.
Yeah, or do you go with Amanda Nunes, who is the best female fighter of all time, you know, or the Ronda, and like I said, Carano was before her, Cyborg was before her.
I mean, Gino didn't sell fights the way Ronda did.
She absolutely didn't.
Yeah.
It was also earlier in the circle of mixed martial arts.
Yes. And don't forget, Gina came from, she came from Randy's gym, in Vegas. She didn't come from the Olympics. She didn't, there was not this build-up to Ronda's career. There was a big build-up when everybody's like, oh, this woman is a monster. She's coming. And, I just read today, PFL, when Francis fights, Cyborg is going to fight. And they wrote in the press release, the greatest female mixed martial artist of all time. And I don't agree with that.
Well, and no disrespect to Harrison, they were saying it about Harrison when she was over there too. I mean, I don't want to give the guy across from me any credit, but he kind of says the world championship. Every organization has a world champion.
Yes.
So of course you're going to say this is the world champion, or this is the greatest event we've ever had, or let's stop the train.
Well, now we're talking about something that's not up for debate. Nancy Pelosi suggests that Joe Biden should be added to Mount Rushmore 2 days ago as the most consequential president of all time. Randy Harris?
The most what?
Consequential.
Oh, maybe the more inconsequential.
So
let's
could we add Joe Biden to Mount Rushmore? Your thoughts, Randy Harris?
My thoughts are, let's take a break. This is Knockout Radio, brought to you by 8 Man Strong, Staff Zone, Bucked Up Energy Drink. When we return,
Harris,
Chelsea Chandler. We'll be right back.
Yes, the Macho Man Randy Savage, and when I want to catch up on all the sports, I listen to the Randy Harris Show. That's the bottom line.
This is the Tan Talk Radio